when I watched that game end last night and I saw the joy that the Warriors had in winning, particularly Klay Thompson's joy, he said afterwards in an interview with ESPN, he said that he dreamed of this day. I mean, obviously we know why he dreamed of it, but for someone to get to their 6th finals in 8 years and say that they dreamed of this day, that's some perspective. To see Draymond lift Steph up when he won the Magic Johnson Trophy for Western Conference Finals MVP, which is the first time it's ever been handed out. Obviously it's because Steph has taken criticism for never having won the
Finals
gold
MVP.
Trophy, the Bill Russell Trophy for Finals MVP. That's why Draymond lifted him up. I was just taken back to 2019 at the end of that Finals, and how completely emotionally gutted the Warriors were, having lost Oracle Arena closing while they were going to chase, which is going to be great, but the end of that era on a whimper. Durant hurt and everybody knew he was leaving. Klay hurt. Everybody's like, he's going to miss the next year. Just the emotional toll that 5 straight finals had taken on them. And to see them back, experiencing that joy, MacMahon, I know that at the end of the day, it's just 1 out of 6, but it wasn't 1 out of 6.
No, and it's been a long few years for them since they've been in the finals. And, to get back there obviously is a huge accomplishment. But, you're talking about a team that had a 15-win season. Franchise that had a 15-win season when
by design, partially though.
Well, but yeah, partially by design. But Klay,
Steph wasn't supposed to miss 3 games or play 3 games that season,
and Klay wasn't supposed to tear his Achilles, and so and at the time you're thinking, well, okay, both those guys are in their 30s now. Draymond's in his 30s. Like, boy, has KD's gone. KD's on the other side of the country. Has their window already shut. And then last year, unfortunately, Klay's hurt again. They get bounced in the play-in. I mean, this is a team that hadn't been in the playoffs since their last finals appearance. And then I think especially for Klay to have the kind of performance that he did last night, he didn't have a great series. But that was a classic Klay performance, vintage Klay performance last night. For him to have that kind of performance, as they close the Mavs out, they're going to obviously get some extra rest going into the finals. They get a lot of momentum and a lot of good things going for them going into the finals, probably against the Celtics.
Yeah, I mean, it was neat watching that ceremony last night with Ernie Johnson hosting, and to see, Steph talk pretty openly about the fact that they've won 3 championships, but they need to celebrate being in the NBA Finals because of what the last 3 years have been like for them as a team, both them as a team and Klay in particular. And then, I thought it was also cool that Ernie kind of went out of his way to make sure that he got Klay on there to talk about it. Cause, I think you guys would probably agree. I don't think there's a more universally liked person in the league than Klay Thompson. Like it's hard to find anybody who, media, players, coaches, it's anybody who doesn't like Klay. Like, he's a pretty simple guy, just likes to poop, a couple other things, and
what?
And a couple other things. Likes to play with his dog, and he likes to go out on his boat.
Hoop with an H. Okay,
the thing is, here's the thing. Bontemps is too close to the mic again.
Oh,
so when he said hoop, it sounded like poop.
I see.
That's what it sounded like. MacMahon and I both.
Well, no wonder everybody was confused.
I mean,
jeez, that's weird. Well, good to know. He likes to play basketball and go on his boat and play with his dog. And
you can do that one thing probably on his boat. I bet
probably can.
On that thing.
Probably can. But it was just neat to see him
Klay's
get
below
a chance.
deck for a little while.
Yeah, he's got to go read the newspaper like he does every day. It's just cool to see him get an opportunity to be in that kind of moment. And we'll see what happens in the finals. The Celtics take care of business. I think that's going to be a hell of a series. But it is cool to see after everything they went through for those guys to be back in that kind of moment again.
Yeah, and you could see
that was an all-time moment. I know Bontemps is doing good analysis. That was an all-time. That's an all-time moment.
It's not the typical poop that usually spews from his mouth.
Sorry.
No, but you could it was, quote unquote game 6 Klay in a game 5. And you could see just how excited the Warriors were about it as it was happening, in the first half. And Steph sensed, oh, Klay's got it going. And really, Steph he didn't shoot it well last night, but he was in full blown premier playmaker mode. And there was one time he's come down in semi transition and he kind of veered over to the right side of the floor just to make sure Klay got a clean look. Boom. Klay knocks it down. Klay on another three from the left corner unleashed one of the most aggressive shimmies that I've seen. I mean, just a high caliber shimmy. You could see, and he was
inspired. The shimmy war in this series between Luka and Klay raised the shimmy game.
Well, I mean, and Steph obviously is the king shimmier. But Klay was in that mode where if he got a clean look, you were shocked if he didn't make it. And there was one left wing where he kind of had to lean forward to get a clean look because Dinwiddie was right behind him. It looked like Dinwiddie might be able to get it, knock that down. And again, we'll see if that's something where there's any kind of carryover into the finals. I think Klay, I don't know if needed that sort of night. That might be a little bit strong, but I can only imagine how great it felt for him after, not just 3 years of historical struggle in terms of coming back from injuries, but he hasn't really been that Klay very often since he's been able to come back this year and throughout these playoffs.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.